Okay, a few subjective moments over. Let's figure out how to deal with all of this. Step 1, lose. There's pretty much nothing we can do about that going to kill us, so our plan is to retreat as quickly as possible. Things are going to go badly for us, and that can't be avoided. Observe. Things going badly for us. Nope. Time to go. Come, let's just retreat. Yep. Hardly honourable. We lost 500 men. We'd have lost more. I don't mind that retreat. I will happily pull that. Question is, where are they going? They're going to Turgay, which is not Tobol. Good. That's the important thing. We can pull back, we can use that time to regenerate our manpower, refresh, just not be in the state of ruin that we were in before. That's all we need. Also, let's just assault that, lose the 7 horses, it doesn't matter. Okay, so as before, okay, we can win the conquest of Yake, we just need to survive long enough to regenerate our troops. Also, sorry, pardon me, we could probably use a new commander, but new commanders are expensive these days, which again is good. But in another real sense is problematic. Ooh, Kurkutai, our latest child. Okay, Kurkutai, it's a nice, exciting new name. You can learn, you can struggle for your life as well. We're just going to try and survive however we can. I'm still not going to try and defend my allies. I know that makes me a terrible ally. That's fine. They really have not earned it. I also have a niece. I'm thinking maybe more etiquette-based female children from this point onwards, if only because, again, as terrible as it is, from an equal rights perspective, from a, I guess, both a gameplay perspective and an appropriate role-playing for this terrible period of, less enlightened period of history, it makes good political sense. Oh, heck. A sudden shooting pain strikes your chest. After a moment of agony, it passes, for now. Who knows why? Wonderful. He's fairly certain we're developing consumption. For my chest pains, I have to sleep with my door open to let the spirits in. Okay. Well, my sister just died of great pox. Syphilis, right, got it. Wonderful. Starting to regret that marriage now. I mean, if we're talking about regret, technically I most regret Karaca Khan's decision to become an absolute coward. Hey guys, hope you're doing alright without me. It's almost as if I hate my allies. And, you know, they've been screwing me over for a really, really long time. Sybil. I suppose I could marry them to the Shah of the Zumbils, except the Zumbils are one of my target's territories, so no. No, I don't think that's going to happen. If I was going to marry them off, I might want to create a marriage to this guy. With my aunt having previously been married to him. We're still allied, despite that. But what I really want is some way to marry into that guy's force. The Ogier are the winning team, and the winning team should really be supported however we can. Bula, what is wrong here? Come now. You don't want to overthrow me. I mean, really, you don't want to overthrow me, Bula. You've made this mistake in the past. And the Magyar having sorts of problems there. I don't care. They can have it. They're definitely going to land in my territory now, aren't they? That is the worst. Also, oh, no, it might not. It's not worth staying. Time to go. Yeah, we can get out of here by the 6th. 20th if we go that way, which would still put us in a favourable position for next time. Good luck, guys. Because I am not sitting around to deal with that again. I've been ruined once by this lot. I don't care to repeat it a second time. Speaking of ruin, are we in a position to pillage again? We are? Oh, how wonderful. I think at this point we must only have one wrong type of domain, one vassal or something still left. Fantastic. Speaking of which, can we revoke this title yet? No, my steward is malcontent. The glory hounds dislike me. I guess if we could put that steward, if we could get my dear, dear steward back on my side, it would be less of a problem. Fortunately, he can be easily persuaded by wealth. I can grant the Ishad rank, so heck, why don't I? Hopefully that will change his position, and he'll stop being such a bloody sourpuss. Yes, I see what you're trying to do. It's not desirable. I need to arrange some sort of marriage for her. But I also need to do it with someone who is in a position of power and influence. That is some sort of revolt, I don't care. I'm basically trying to save her for the Uighur, because we really do need a non-aggression pact. I mean, really, really need one. Where is he going? They're going back to Turgay? Fantastic. Hope they have a great old time. I don't wonder where their capital is, because if I'm going to be sieging, I might as well... The capital is the one under siege by the giants, by the peasants. Maybe we'll just sit here. That would do, wouldn't it? We could do that. Okay, so they're heading to Sidaya. Tumen is doing nicely there, actually. Probably don't need to fight much. I could leave them. I could just leave them. How are we the just? Apparently we are. Supposedly we are what passes for just in this realm. It's probably more of a commentary on the state of our realm than anything else. No. Also appears that we've abandoned our people. It's no longer temperate, however, so stewardship's gone down. On the flip side, stewardship doesn't matter. We are literally a realm of nomads and conquerors. Wife's pregnant again, but we can just mosey on in and crush those people. Take our camp back by force. again, because we're not the Mongols, but we're basically the Mongols. Also, this guy is probably not valuable in any way, is he? Who cares? We don't. Bula, you want to marry her. Okay, you want to sustain the alliance between our houses. That's pretty useful, actually. And she is, you know, she's not like she's getting any younger. Oh, hard choice, my dears, hard choice. Also, she's weird headaches, which might result in her getting killed. I don't know, you know. I don't know. I think it's best probably to keep her. No. Hold off for now. And we are going to move... Wait. Where's the vast number of soldiers going? They're going to Turgay, are they? Yeah, no, we don't want to do that. We're going to march up, we're going to take the capital, leave the contested province, because as ever, our target, our plan during this whole war is to stay out of the way, lovely, and survive through the tactical means of not getting ourselves killed. Again, Bula Pagaman, don't care. You're heading to Turkestan. So the problem is they can't hold Otrar. They've failed to really put anyone down who can keep a handle on the province. And that is why they're having trouble winning. They've got to push the battle aspect as much as possible, but eventually that will counteract. We can wait, we're good. I mean, really, who knows what the chest pains are about? We're still getting those, we're just, you know, sleeping in a draft to counteract it. All I know is it's really playing with our personal combat skill. The draft apparently is excellent medicine by the standards of this time though, so, you know, thumbs up. Oh, come on. Really? Another war? Who is even attacking us? Khotan. Khotan is attacking us as what? A liberation of Samarkand. Oh, they... Probably one of your core territories or something, isn't it? It's one of your core territories, or something to that effect. Of course, your entire army consists of 1,717 men, and they're not great either. I, by comparison, have a horde. You know what the great thing about hordes are? They're full of horses! And man for man, horses outrank men every single time. So, you can happily charge on and try to cause me trouble, because I don't care. I can kill you with horses. I can kill you with hundreds and thousands of horses. Not hundreds of thousands, just hundreds and thousands, but nevertheless, an appreciable number of horses, thank you, can be brought into place. What is it with this prosperity issue? Apparently prosperity is a thing now? I don't understand it. But supposedly it improves local areas. Who can tell? Who can tell? I mean, I'm sure it affects something. I just don't understand what that something is. Probably how much wealth or something similar to that effect. Not that it matters for Tobal, the province has been looted, but then we weren't making any money off the camps anyway. making money primarily off looting. Looting and tribute. Which, let's be honest, are the ways that a nomadic society really should be making money. Don't care about that war. Do care about that war. Don't care about that war. Laughing ridiculously at that war. It's been 7 years there or thereabouts. Yeah, like 7.5 years by this point of fighting. Just constant, non-stop war. I mean, that's the Pecheneg way. If we're not continuously dueling over something, then really we're barely alive, aren't we? Karaca. Well, you hated me anyway, so don't feel too bad about that, I must admit. Karaca. He is horrendously depressed. Why don't we get someone who vaguely likes us? That seems like it would be a start. Oh, and he wants to become steward anyway. So granting it to him would fulfill his goals. Excellent. And whilst we're at it, research the economy, because why not? What's the effect on our council? Okay, he's a pragmatist more than anything else. Would you like an honorary title? Would that be enough to buy you over? Probably not. I suppose it's an interesting thing. Looking at what the people in our court want, we can do little things like, say, that's not quite what I was after. I was thinking, whilst we're waiting here, we might as well arrange a marriage between him and probably not my mother. But what about one of my ex-concubines? You'd enjoy that, wouldn't you now? I mean, you'd better, because that's literally what you're getting out of it. This guy, too, considering a marriage. Isn't that interesting? What if I took, if I too took a concubine of some interest? Don't know who that concubine would be, but because we're in a bleak sort of time, we can, claim and let's hope, mercifully, let us hope that's all we did. Stake a claim to some random woman, and then force her to marry one of our people. You know what? No matter what way you phrase that, still pretty awful. Yes. This game really brings out the worst in me, I've got to say. Always has, but really does. Sorry, concubines. Oof. Daughter's pretty cool, though. Osgul. It's always nice to have more children. This one can be trained in etiquette. Why not? Again, sorry. I mean, the upside is we're now looking for a new concubine. That's pretty cool. We've already got seek treatment for an illness, so that's fine. I guess we could take her. You know what? This is so awful. I'm just gonna stop because, on the one hand, it's approving these marriages is making me more popular with my council because it's fulfilling goals. But on the other hand, there's some nasty stuff we're doing. And this is from someone who deliberately arranged who's been arranging the systematic slaughter of hundreds by this point, of thousands. It's just thousands, probably, overall. The point is, a lot of people have died on our command. I'm just saying. In any case, we're going to take the chiefdom of Yake and we're going to burn it to the ground. Probably going to do that now. Thanks, we'll take that from you, Yugra. Ta-ta. Hope you're having a good old time. Yeah, so we're going to take that. We're going to pillage it. And then we're going to probably split up some land. Now, the Pagaman, probably, yeah, fair point. You guys are thinking, now hold on there, Karaca Khan. We've got, 2 provinces, you've got 4. And I'm absolutely inclined to go along with this. You do deserve more land. So why don't you take Yake, the county which just is neatly bordering our terrible, terrible enemies. And whilst we're at it, why don't you support my decision to revoke the title of this barony? Come on. It's Bizel. Bizel. You know, I like you, Bizel. I do, but you're starting to produce problems. And problems cause me problems. So, sorry, Bizel. I'm afraid I need to, as much as I've enjoyed our time drinking together and just having, generally a good old time, I've had enough of this. I would arrange my uncle, except that my uncle hates me with a passion of, frankly, astounding fervour. It's really quite impressive. Let's say someone else. Who else? Do we have anyone who's zealous? Who's zealous? Zealous. Yes, Urchin, that's the phrase we're looking for. This one's erudite. Pragmatic. I don't really need another pragmatist, do I? Tell you what I really should do is just... Oh wait, I can release them as their own vassal, then conquer them, and then burn it that way. Much easier. Sorry, it's a free subject even, not their own vassal. Regardless, the sentiment is still there. Apparently we're in a non-aggression pact with him. With Mari, which is problematic. Khazaria, I think we're actually... Yeah, we're in a full-on alliance with them, aren't we? Oof. How do we have this arrangement? What is our blood pact here? Because this is the marriage between... Oh, it's my wife, isn't it? I mean, I could arrange a divorce. That would settle a lot of... That would settle problems. It would break up the marriage issues, but at the same time, she has excellent genetics. So that is its own issue, isn't it, really? Out of curiosity, could we kill this guy? Like, how practical would it be to murder? Okay, basically impractical. Fine, won't kill the High Chief. Well, that means it's time to start considering neighbours for execution. Oh, there is Khotan. They've been causing me trouble, haven't they? Yes, that would be excellent. Okay, well, we'll consider that next. First things first. Bula. Yes, I know you want a marriage with your son and my daughter, with my sister. Fine, consider it done. Just get out of my... get off my case. And while all of that is going on, I'm going to march these dudes. March those dudes well over that way. And then probably through a slightly circuitous route to get back to our lands, because I don't want to cause too much trouble. Also, apparently I need to call my allies in to that next war. Forgot about that. So need a new ambition. Groom an heir. Yep. Fantastic. We do actually need an heir. A good heir as well. Not just... Jasonian War for Chosen has ended. Lovely. The Jano conquest of Tana is less problem. Yeah, less. Looking a bit less positive. No, they're heading to Kizilkhan, which is good. That's the way we want it. There is apparently another of his sons, and someone vaguely positive. Fine. Oh, you're right. We have lost that castle, and it is a cutting blow. It's actually a pretty cutting blow, come to think of it. Yeah, I want to stop that. Like, it's not enough for 100% immediate victory, but if that continues, it will cause issues. Ooh. Cultural points. The prosperity of our country increases. That's the thing. I wonder if there's a, like, how does one find out what one's prosperity is like these days? I genuinely don't know. There's, and see, this is what happens when you decide to start playing a new system and you've no idea what it actually says. Okay, still capped at 99%. Cool. Well, I'm gonna march down, conquer the crap out of that castle, maybe release it, then conquer the crap out of that castle. At some point we should probably do something about the Ugyu. They really are a problem. That would make this 9 years of war. Well, 8.5. But really, who's counting? Okay. They're going to come to us. Excellent. We shall meet them happily in battle. I really do not anticipate us losing said battle in the slightest. So, yeah. It's plains, we have horses, they are attacking us. They don't have a massive cavalry army. Calgil's, or possibly Selgil, Calgil, as I always said, says his favourite toy is missing and he won't go to bed without it. I may have thrown it out today while I was tidying up. He might get fussy, or he may lose prestige, be happy with our upbringing, and still get fussy. He's presently haughty and willful. He's now haughty, willful, and fussy. My offer to purchase a new toy was rejected by Selgil. He's upset I would even suggest such a thing. Speaking of which, things going on. How's this battle going? Pretty well. Are we lustful now? We are lustful. Fantastic. Splendor, my subtle advances. Yeah, well, that's what we've got concubines for. Sorry, whilst I'm here. Let's not faff around. Did they put down a fort? Oh, they did. I hate it when they do that. honestly the worst. Well, let's go raise that fort. Is there no one who doesn't want to, you know, jump in on the bandwagon whilst we're here? The Bajanids. Really? The Bajanid Emirate. That one province minor. What does he even want? He's declaring a holy war for Samarkand. Again, this is hilarious. Sure. Okay. You want to declare a holy war for Samarkand? Come be my guest. Literally, come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. Because between you and me, I don't. I really don't think you're hard enough to have a go. Sorry, Karaca. Hey, do you want to maybe come join my wars now? Because if you don't, that would be amazing, and it would get us out of our current alliance. Oh. I mean, I'll take that. Sure, why not? Okay, we lost a few men, but on the flip side, I can tear up some trouble in a neighbouring province. You know, it's really is actually a positive thing. Look, I mean, look at that. That's just shameful defence on their part. And suddenly, the Bajanids find that they can't seem to hold everything. It's almost as if I'm going to tear down their castles and raise them for everything they're worth. It's almost as if they're also quite wealthy and would make fine prizes. Oh no. What if I engaged in some single county conquests against them? Or better yet, decided I'd try and take a couple of provinces over in Kashgar later. Those would be terrible. Seriously, the one province minor sultan thought that he could, well, emir. I mean, don't get me wrong, we are by no means a big fish in any sort of pond, full stop, but history is a subject that has always fascinated us, and we've spent the last few weeks studying the campaigns of Alexander the Great. There are many lessons to be learned from his conquests in the East. Frankly, anything that improves our martial abilities is quite welcome at this stage. Speaking of things being quite welcome, I'm strongly considering just having us charge that point. But at the same time, it could be advantageous to take this moment and see if we can't expand our horde in a satisfying manner. I think more heavy cavalry is the way forward. I think if we give this one a bit of time. Yeah, we've done almost literally pretty much no raiding in the last few years. This is fairly deliberate, as it's not really been worth our while to raid of late. Also, what happened there? The chiefdom of Mancia. Apparently. Well, there must have been some sort of local revolt. Still, it's a bloody shame I can't attack Karaca. Gwen, the wife of Chief Urti of Romani, has been spending a few days in Tobol. It's been a very nice experience meeting her. Maybe our peoples are not that different after all. Of Romney. Where is Romney? The Chieftain of Romney. It's all the way over there. Sure, why not? We'll write to them. I'm glad to hear you're well and that my wife's visit was a good experience. Unfortunately, in these times, pacts are broken left and right, and to avoid going back on my word in the future, I'd rather not give this kind of guarantee. Ah, well. It would have been fairly diplomatically irrelevant. Go that route to avoid issues with oncoming hordes. Speaking of oncoming hordes, glad to see that the conquest of Otrar is going so well. We do want to try and stay somewhat out of their way wherever possible, though. That's the thing. Speaking of which, how's our little business over here going? Well, I hope so. I'm going to cause Gizdvan a fair bit of trouble in the immediate future. So I always like to know that, you know, things are proceeding along a given path. My horde swarms into the holding of Gizdvan as the walls crumble and fall. They're intent on plundering, but they won't go ahead unless you, their Kagan, gives them permission to do so. Anything you see is yours for the taking. Bring back the spoils to me, and we will divide them between us. Ooh, yes. That, my dear, is how you engage in some pillaging. Sadly, a measure of the pillaging has already happened, but ups and downs. There's other things we can pillage yet. I could certainly actually turn us onto a raid, but yeah, anyway. What are we charging next? The city. Probably go down fairly quickly. Okay, so one of our children lacks an education focus. Willful, haughty, and fussy. Willful, it's helpful. Fussy, affectionate, curious. So yes, we have options in how we choose to educate our son, Helgil, who is probably going to be our heir. With a stewardship education, he'll focus on improving his stewardship. It would help if he was brooding or conscientious. He's not. An intrigue education would help with playful and fussy characters. Learning, perhaps studying to become religious or philosophical. Again, not really appropriate here. An affectionate or curious child would help if he was planning to, become a diplomat. But let's be honest, we are a horde of steppe warriors. So, he might not be rowdy, but he is willful, and that's helpful. And perhaps the fussiness and the haughtiness will help in some way. Regardless, the hope is to produce a child worthy of the name and ready to take over when the time is right. We also apparently have enough to advance one of our advancers. These are large. The cultural advances are fairly irrelevant for the most part for a Khaganate, except for Majesty. So naturally we're going to invest in that. And any military advances, of course, we would want all the cavalry advances possible. For now, though, who are we calling in against what? Come, Bula Khan. Once you come, let's go cause some trouble. Right, they're heading up to Sidaya, which means they are not planning to cause us trouble. Also, I want that central column as reinforced as possible. That's where the main push is going to be in our forces. Finally, they're heading to Otrar, perhaps to seize it once and for all. Oh no, we lost the siege of Karaca. We still haven't replaced. We still haven't killed them yet. It'll happen, I've no doubt. Although while that's going on, say Emir Abdul Jalil. I'm going to hate it if my council blocks what I plan to do next. Why don't you pay us a lot of money whilst you're here, and I'll get a ton of prestige and piety. Oh, and the Tengri faith will be pretty happy as well. And then, why don't I declare war? Oh, come on. Come on. We just want to conquer Bukhara. It's not hard. Okay, fine. I fucked with the council before, I'm going to fuck with it again. Where's my old drinking buddy? Bizel, do you want your job back? You better. Okay, fine. So Kelgil's perhaps not, you know, the greatest that we have. You know what, we need... It's worth promoting a commander. Now Bickley is really not what I asked for, so bye. He vanishes without a trace. I quite like this though. No, it's still expensive in terms of... No, go away. Still expensive in terms of prestige costs. See, that's what I'm after. Yes. Excellent. I want him. I'm going to make him marshal. I'm going to make Kelgil one of my commanders. Speaking of which, I want to change his council position to... Okay, never mind. Yep, sorry, Marshal. Sorry, Kelgil. I'm going to give you the honorary title... I'm not going to give you any honorary title. Sorry, old chap. Kugel it is. And Kelgil is going to become one of my commanders. There you are. Because I need him to run a half-decent cavalry flank. Now, he's a strategist. I think it's probably best if I have Selgil lead that rank. I'm also going to forbid my marshal from raising armies for the moment, and he can train warriors to increase their manpower growth. If I'm very lucky, yes! He is a glory hound. That is what I want. We could potentially bring in our allies. They have no allies. Excellent. Everyone's on board with this. I say everyone. Enough people are on board with this. We can just bring the fight right back round and cause him all the trouble that he caused us. Not Sky! Oh, Sky, our favourite warhorse, has taken his last gallop. Well, looks like we'll have a new horse. And I feel like Arrow would be a nice name this time round. And like an arrow, we'll shoot straight to our destination, the Badgenwood citadel of Gizdivan, and start the lengthy process of raising it to the goddamn ground. Because I don't actually like lengthy processes, I'm going to You know what, I'm going to risk spending some men on this, yeah. I've committed against my best and hardest instincts not to cheat. But I still had to save that one out of... just out of a desperate hope. Okay. Next one. Ooh. We'll just hold until we replenish enough manpower from that one, I think. Because that was punishing. Also, I'm a little concerned by the location of the Yabguids, everything else going on there. Look at the... Sorry, look down at the bottom of the page for a moment, of the screen for a moment. Their failure to take Otra is so astoundingly complete. I mean, this is just an AI problem. They really should have won by now. But, wow, it's... yeah. I feel like we've probably prolonged this war, but for no other reason than by virtue of our cowardice and tactical lack of assistance. It's genuinely quite impressive, you know. We're going to have to release and then crush the barony of Karaca soon. I have a new heir, my uncle. Oh, because my brother died. Of cancer. Yeah, like he had before. Sorry about that, chaps. Probably going to... He's not... What does he not have? He doesn't have my religion and culture. Oh, no, he has my religion and culture. And they're Pecheneg, they're Tangri. I think you can just use it for random other children, as best as I understand. Like, I think as long as they're not your children, you can do that. But you're still, you know, their leader in some way. In any case, my uncle is now the primary heir. That's really going to need to change because he is terrible. Really terrible. My kingdom would weep if he attained the throne. That's how bad it is. So I want to pillage, but I'll hold back until pillaging time has come. Every now and again, the state of the Yabguid territories just really highlights home how much I hate these people. We've not yet won a major battle. Oh no, the same thing is coming back to us. Well, I'm just going to offer them the chance to surrender anyway, because why not? Realistically. Let's march our people into place, start up the next phase. Okay, he, you know, at least is willing to submit. Why not come to my court? That's not going to happen. Okay, so we just basically took... You child of a mangy dog, I accept your offer of peace. Oh, what a cheerful sort of fellow. I want to kill him someday. Maybe I'll get the chance. In the meantime, however, I have the chance to cause some real damage. So, what would I like to pillage first? I think, since we went to all the trouble of trying to take Gizdavan, it would make an excellent first option. However, it's also an excellent option if I want something that is vaguely defensible. So, I think in the interests of fairness, we should pillage their filthy Zoroastrian temple. Worshipping beneath the sky is good enough for us. They'll be good enough for them as well. The Abgoids continue to struggle against the inevitable success of the Ogyar. High Chief Odeg is still around. He's not dead yet. We'd be put... When does that truce wear off? 816. Wow, 2 more years. That's all it takes. We're really having a... We've been at war for a long time. 11 years now. We've been at war for 11 years since I started playing this again. Wow. After many months studying the campaigns of Alexander the Great, you've acquired many fascinating insights and gained new wisdom in military matters. You realise the art of war might be well worth studying as well. Excellent. A keen interest in strategy. You know what, a cabinet full of glory hounds certainly has its problems, but where little things like this are concerned, it's excellent. Like just being able to get them to rubber stamp my designs to invade various locations, entirely worthwhile. Speaking of which, you there, child, I would like to grant you your independence. You currently have no titles contested in the war. Okay, I'd like to grant you your independence, but it's going to have to wait until I beat the crap out of these people. Have fun with that. Also, beating the crap out of these people is apparently going to be fairly elaborate, as the Kocho are also in the middle of a fight for Kashgar. Aren't we all having a fun time? We might have to charge on past them to the capital. Yeah, seems the only real way, doesn't it? It's a little depressing. Hold up, those two are completely unrelated. Oh, Khotan. Wait, are they Manichaean? They are. Are they not in a truce or alliance relationship with someone we really would like? Oh, they are allied with their own tribal vassals. I mean, honestly, at this point, abandoning these guys to their fate seems the best option. So, having decided to abandon those guys to their fate, what can we do to cause more trouble? Well, we could try and take the Emirate of Kiva. Why not? Why not take the Emirate of Kiva? Ooh, we can pillage more holdings. Burn. Burn them to the ground. Let's move our people into place and get ready for more fires. I don't know about you, but I love the feeling of just burning things into fire, down into fire. I've always found it deeply satisfying. By the by, Khotan, would you be willing to accept it? I'm strongly considering offering you a white peace, just so that I can actually come back and conquer your lands. I mean, it would be worth my while. Oh, what the hell. If I can't win you entirely, there's no point in really fighting you, is there? Also, how have they not won yet? Seriously. Come on, Ogyar. Get your act together. Genuinely impressive in your failures. Am I still... I'm no longer... Ah, what wonders. It does appear that I am no longer bound by my religious by my ties. Is my wife dead? No. There must have been an inheritance affair. Alright. Well, that is positive. From there we could hit Mari assuming we make our way up through the mess that is Ugyur. Once we took taking Mari would give us a position into, at the moment, the Ugrin revolt, but which doesn't sound like much, but it's something. It's a way to claim more land out of Ugra, which is always desirable. It also brings us a step closer to these juicy sort of, states over this way, and from there we're in a position to really start expanding our horde. I mean, sooner or later we get to the point where we actually have enough territories to spin off a third clan. That would be really exciting. At the moment, I suppose, though, the goal will simply be to get to a point where we can eventually try and, I think, it would probably be invasions rather than... Can we not subjugate them? I thought they were one of our fellow Kagan. Yeah, it seemed we could just subjugate those guys and bring them in. I can't remember why that's not the case. Probably because it's very late. You know what? I reckon it's probably been enough time. I'm going to call that a night for now. Next time, we're going to come back. We're probably going to conquer Khiva. We're going to take a shot at taking out Mari as well, or at least Bashkiria, and then maybe see if we can try and seize some of Ugra. Until next time, though, fare thee well.